And so I would challenge the kids. I swear to God, I would challenge the kids to downhill races, right?
Of course.
And then I would destroy them because I had so much momentum behind my 160-pound, 13-year-old body. And then I went through probably a 2-year phase where I was convinced that I was an amazing sprinter. I was like, I'm built for this. I'm a sprinter.
Usain Bolt in the making.
Those fucking losers that are out. Holy dope.
What are you doing? Couldn't get it all. It's like soda.
You have to pound this back.
Pull it in.
Connor, where are you going?
It's right here, dude.
All right, we don't need her. We just need this.
Wow, dude. That haircut? Dude,
It's looking good.
Who do you go to?
All right. So here's the story.
Yeah.
I'm looking like shit,
Of course.
as usual.
We all do.
And,
It's quarantine.
I see my man Connor.
It's me.
Connor gave me a haircut about what, like a month ago?
A month ago, and Mikey goes, Connor, have you ever given a haircut? And I go,
He told me yes. So I'm in the bathroom now, and obviously I'm ready. My shirt's off, my hair's wet, and I see Connor from the corner of my eye looking at like a YouTube video on how to cut hair. I'm like, dude, have you done this before? Shears in hand. He's like, not really. I'm like, oh my God, dude.
it's a fact, dude. I mean, look, sometimes you gotta fake it till you make it. That's what I've been told.
I've been faking it.
And I've been making it. So
Have you?
Second haircut. It looks like I'm doing pretty good.
Well, you know what's hard? It's like I have this really good barber in West Hollywood. He's amazing.
Wow.
He's amazing. I just want to say it's like $75 for a haircut. But you get a beer, you get a warm towel, and you get a good time.
Really? They give you beers at yours?
Is they not at yours?
Well, okay, so here's my friend Daniel. Shout out Daniel. You're amazing. I love you, bro. He comes to my house anytime I want. Even before COVID, the man would come to my house.
Well, that's pretty good.
And, he gives me a friend discount. And he always brings 2 bottles of wine.
Does he really?
Always. Every single
How much does he charge? Can I ask
time.
how much he charges you for a haircut?
Well, I get a friend fee.
Okay.
$30. Y'all didn't hear that, but $30.
Yeah, you pay $30.
Oh, 30. I was whispering,
Did you
but
actually?
no, yeah, it was just great. Yeah, I do pay. I pay $30, but it's a friend.
That's
It's a friend
crazy.
friend discount.
But wait, 2 bottles of wine is like $10,
Yeah.
$20?
Look, the man.
a good deal.
The man does well for himself.
It's a good deal.
So today I brought a woe for us, and
Should we explain how it's normally going to go? So structurally, what we think is every week, one of us is going to bring something that we're struggling with that week. It's going to just be something that we haven't really talked about before.
and maybe not even necessarily that week, just something we've been struggling with
general.
through our 20s.
Yeah.
So, and so today I'm bringing a woe of
Lay it on me.
comparison.
Okay.
Boom. Especially with social media, how it's thriving right now. You've
right.
got TikTok, you've got Instagram, Facebook. Sorry, obsolete.
No, it's true.
But I just feel like right now we're in an age where comparison is running rampant for a lot of people. I know I fall for that trap. I compare myself to people. It's something I've done my entire life, and it's something that I struggle to get better at. But it's something you try to.
Is it comparison in something specific, or do you just look at somebody and say, okay, I want that life, I want to be them, I want that girlfriend or job or private jet? What is it?
Yeah. So for me personally, it started out when I met our friend group. Sure. So at first it wasn't even social media for me. At first it was, I moved to LA as an actor.
Right.
You're from a small town. You've been living in a spot for, at that time for me, 21 years, where people were constantly telling me, Connor, you're amazing. Yeah. Connor, you're incredible. Connor, you're one of a kind. And you believe that. Yeah, you're a big fish in a small pond, dude. And then you move to a place like this where everyone is just like you. Surprise, everyone is out here creating, which is amazing. But also, everyone has big personalities. Everyone out here has something to offer, and they have a light that could be brighter than yours, could be a little more dimmer than yours, but everyone has a very similar light. Yeah. And so caught me off guard a bit. I didn't think I was an incredible specimen, but I felt special. And
so you back up for a second. So you come out to LA. Yeah. Right? You expect I'm gonna get here, I'm gonna take over the world, I'm talented, I'm good looking, whatever. You get here, and is it just immediately you see everybody else and you see the cars and you see the money, or does it wear you down through attrition and through time?
I think it's through time. Right. I'm not gonna lie, when I first moved out here, on it, bro. Really? I felt so good. It really did just start once I started getting closer to people.
Yeah.
But it's just because it's a flaw that I've always compared myself to the people that I want to be closer to in my life. It's just a natural thing. And I feel like, hopefully, I feel like a lot of people can relate to it. But it is something that kind of drives me to not love the person I am. And which is unfortunate because I'm fucking great.
I love you,
dude.
buddy.
I love you, bro.
I will say, so I always view LA like playing a game on hard mode, right? So if I'm back in Jersey in fucking bumblefuck Pennsylvania,
Easy street, bro.
If I'm in Louisiana, I'm looking at you, Louisiana. If I'm there, I can be a 6, a 5, and I don't feel like it. And the reason is this. I'm not saying that people from those places are that. It's just you're not constantly under the microscope the way you are here, right? If you're in LA, you are expected to have that lifestyle. You're expected to succeed in the same way as your friends. And it's not easy, right? But like playing a game on hard mode, I think that being out here makes you better, especially when you go back.
Absolutely. And that's the thing too, is every time I have gone home, I go home and I remember that I am what I came out to be, and you are who you want to be.
Right. So, and I think it makes total sense. I guess my main question is, have you ever compared yourself to me? Have you ever?
Absolutely not. Can I be honest? Absolutely not.
Come on, you must have looked at me. I got some things.
Yeah, show me, Mikey.
I got some things. I got a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
I got a girlfriend. It's probably the only thing I go for me, honestly. It's probably once she's gone, that's it. Man.
That's it, bro. You're toast. That goose. Look, look, dude. I haven't compared myself to you because I'm way better. It's just no.
Right. It's like, why would you?
Yeah.
Why would you? You don't want to feel worse about yourself.
That's the thing is I don't think I ever have compared myself to you, Mikey. But I think it's
extremely rude, by the way.
Are you better? You better take that as a compliment, bro.
Is it? I feel like it's such an insult. I want to be the guy that people are like, oh yeah, Mike. Like I can never compare myself to him.
Oh,
like that'd be amazing. I want to hit that point.
You got a lot to work on.
But I think that I'm not at that point yet. So I need people to be like, oh, Mike, like he's not there yet, but he's doing well. Like, I want to be like Mike.
I think for me, what it is, it's like I compare myself mainly to the people that I feel like I'm in a competition with. I've never felt like I'm in a competition with you because like you and I, one, we're not pursuing the same thing.
Right.
Two, like you and I are actually very similar. Like when it comes to our personalities, for the most part. Like
right.
I look at. I mean, I don't ever look at anybody lesser than me. My brain doesn't have that mode, but I
100% do.
Well, I believe that.
I look around for that.
I know you do. I know that's a fact. We can get into that in a sec. But my brain does not go into that gear. My brain goes into the gear of always thinking I'm lesser than everyone else.
Right.
And so, but I look at you and I look at our friend group as all equal. And so, like, that's what's really special to me is because, I don't know, I just feel really like
but
I vibe with y'all.
Hold on. Calling you out. Connor Stoops, I'm calling you out.
Mikey B, are you calling me out right now?
Well, here's the thing. When you started talking about comparison, I'm going to therapize you, right? You're going to tell me your problem.
Right.
I'm going to therapize you because I am fit to give advice to other adult people.
Fit. That's the only way. Fit.
So I'm unfit for almost everything. When you started talking about, I feel like I'm not in a competition, I was thinking like, would I ever be in a race or any sort of competitive sport? It doesn't fit me.
Does not fit you. Absolutely not.
So
I'd think about that one.
Here's how I compare. Here's how I'm breaking it down. When you started this, you said that you started to compare yourself to your friend group around you.
Sorry, I did say that. You caught me.
I got him. Boys, I got him.
We're coming in. Okay, so and that's where I should have differentiated. It goes into the part where I was saying like you and I, we're not going for the same thing.
Right. Success.
I'm
just like way ahead.
You're way ahead of me.
Yeah, it's not even close.
But I'm catching up, baby.
Not fit for marathons. I'm more of a sprinter.
The man loves long naps.
Do you know that I used to think, quick aside, I used to think when I looked at myself, back up, gym class comes, right? We used to have this big hill in gym class.
Oh, massive.
It was a big hill. And we used to do relay races where you're supposed to run up the hill. Now, that's not for me, right? I'm not an uphill runner.
Absolutely. Definitely not an uphill runner.
But I'm a downhill runner. And so I would challenge the kids. I swear to God, I would challenge the kids to downhill races, right?
Of course.
And then I would destroy them. because I had so much momentum behind my 160-pound, 13-year-old body that I was just like gunning it and just beating people. And then I went through probably a 2-year phase where I was convinced that I was an amazing sprinter. I was like, I'm built for this. I'm a sprinter.
Usain Bolt in the making.
Yeah, I was like, Mom and Dad, I have to tell you something. Your son is a sprinter. And they're like, what? Which son? We got 3 others, not you.
Like, definitely not you. That's so funny. That makes me remember a time, because I was a fat kid.
I didn't use the word fat.
I'm using the word fat. No. So I was definitely a fat kid. And I remember I tried football one year in 3rd grade.
Did you? You only played 1 year? You look like you could be a football player.
I played football for only 1 year. I was a baseball player mainly in my life. But I played football for 1 year because I wanted to try it. Oh my gosh, this is reminding me of 2 stories now. I'll make them really quick. But the first story is we had to do 6 inches. Do you know what 6 inches is? It's when you lay on your back.
Trust me, I don't. If you asked me what 4.5 is, I can tell you that.
This man knows what a 3.5 looks like, but maybe 4.5. Who
6
knows?
inches.
6 inches.
I haven't heard that term in a long
That's
time.
a mystical number. But 6 inches is when you lay on your back and you raise your legs up, and you're using your core to keep them up. And so in football, if we didn't do it, we had to go run laps until last person put their legs down. I threw up.
Did you?
Yeah, bro. I was one of the first kids to lower my legs. I would throw up from how much I had to run.
So did you lower your legs early? Like, were you?
Oh yeah, I was. My core not strong.
Yeah,
till this day, still not that strong.
Dude, wait. That is amazing that you played football. I didn't know that.
You didn't know I played football?
But you played around the same time that I played. The glory days, as they call them. 3rd grade. Were you in 3rd grade, you said?
Yeah, 3rd grade.
I was in 3rd grade, right? I was a big boy.
Yeah.
And we used to have something called weigh-ins, which weigh-ins, not my
Like,
friend.
this man's a linebacker, clearly.
They're not linemen, dude. You got, first of all, bench warmer. If I could get on the field, lineman. And so the weigh-in, I'm realistically about $140 at this point. I'm like 13, right? Is that how old?
You said 160 for 13 a couple minutes ago.
Well, you know what? I'm between the two.
Right.
I'm between the two. And I am I'm getting weighed in, and the official weight that you're allowed to be is 130, and I'm 140. And before the official weigh-ins with the refs, my coach would make me weigh in with him, and he would weigh me, and then he would try to take away my pads so that I wasn't over the official weight. And then he'd be like, all right, go take a dump in the bathroom, right? See if you could like throw up, do whatever you can. Swear to God. He'd be like, go try to throw up. If that doesn't work, take out some pads. And probably 10 different times he would weigh me in and then look at me on the scale and be like, you gotta lose more. I think I got to 131 or 132, and I go out there, and it's pouring rain, and everyone gets weighted, and I'm last. I'm like the one they try to like sneak in, right?
Yeah,
Maybe the refs are just tired of doing their job. I get onto the scale. Everyone's crowding around. It's like the stadium's not there for the game; they're there for the weigh-in, right? They're all watching. They're all watching me, and I step on the scale, and the number we're looking for is 130, and I'm at
160,
132.
You were close.
And I looked at the ref, and he looked at me, and he goes, I'm sorry. You're 132 pounds. You cannot play this game.
Oh, my God.
And I said to him, please. I've just taken out every shoulder pad and every pad that I have.
I just took the biggest shit of my life.
I took the biggest dump that I could possibly muster up in these bones.
Yeah, of course.
Let me play. And the coach takes him to the side. He talks to him. I can only imagine that conversation went something like, he's really fat, I know, but you gotta let him play. Please,
he slides him like $500. He's like, hey, please, dude. He's our biggest man. We need him.
We need him on the line. And so the ref comes back and he's like, you can play ball, son. And he lets me play. And I broke 7 kids' ankles that day. I was too fat. I just landed on it.
I just landed. Why
took him out.
That sound like a movie, bro?
Took him out. Oh, man.
Oh, my God. I love that, Mikey.
It was,
that's incredible.
Dude, I don't know if growing up, like you talk about comparison, when you are 13 years old and weigh more than your parents, it's like
you weigh more than your house in general.
Yeah, it's tough, right?
Yeah,
of course you're gonna look at yourself like, what's going on with me?
Does that still affect you? Like, let's talk about it now in your 20s. How does it affect you now?
So I think that it would probably be helpful to just like step back, right, for a second, and on a wider scope.
Right.
I think as men, we are taught that if we compare, it makes us weak. And if we're weak, then we are weak.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we don't want to show signs of vulnerability because we don't think it's attractive. We don't think it's masculine. And part of this podcast, I think you would agree, is challenging that sense of masculinity.
Exactly. Yep. 100%.
We're not really that tough.
We are not.
We're not that masculine.
We're a couple softies.
We're so soft.
I'm wearing pink right now. I don't know if that is a weird thing to say. I hope I don't get canceled. I'm wearing pink.
I cried to my girlfriend last night because my computer wasn't working.
I recorded myself crying for 30 minutes in my car last week.
Did you?
Yes.
What else did you do in your car, by the way? You mentioned something else when you were feeling a little...
It was that I ate 6 dozen donuts in my car.
Not 6 dozen.
Sorry, that I ate half a dozen donuts. Okay, I thought that's it. Okay.
Oh, but like in like a span of like a couple days or... Oh, a couple hours. In a couple hours.
Let's just say a span of like maybe 6 minutes. I'm averaging a donut a minute at this point.
Yeah, at that point, you're not even tasting the donuts.
No.
You're like
I'm sobbing in my car, stuffing my face.
You're like toucaning them. You're like dropping them down your fucking gullet.
Bro, it was not good. I felt so nauseous afterwards. I felt like 13-year-old Mike.
Do you know what I would pay for, by the way? That security cam footage.
What if I make an OnlyFans of me eating half a dozen donuts?
You'd probably make a sick amount of money. You would die in like 3 years.
There are people that love watching YouTubers eat food.
Oh, really?
Shoving it down their gullet. I forget what it's called. There's
mukbang. It's called mukbang. What is that? By the way, mukbang? Is that
he knew right away. That was kind of...
It's kind of a thing, right?
Mukbang is a thing. But besides the mukbang, yeah, I ate half a dozen donuts in my car.
Was it just like a rough Tuesday morning?
It was a rough Tuesday morning. But let's talk about you, Mikey B. Enough about the dozen donuts.
All right. Yeah. That was just an important tangent.
Yeah,
I needed
very
to
important.
Clarify if we're comparing ourselves.
I'm never going to have a girlfriend ever again.
Yeah, right. But anyway, so yeah, I think the comparison started early for me. 13, obviously, like when you're a heavy 13-year-old, you're always comparing yourself to people. Look, I would look at kids and be like, damn, like they're way more athletic. They know how to talk to girls more. They are smarter than me. Like you compare in everything, but you internalize it.
Intelligence was always something I compared myself. My brother and my sister did. My brother, valedictorian of his class in high school. My sister, runner-up valedictorian. My sister in college, she was the commencement speaker.
What's the name for last place?
A loser.
That was
me. That was me. But continue.
So I'm going to give you a quick horrifying story. I'm in Mr. Jones's class, the 6th grade science.
Oh, man, this sounds terrible.
Now,
This is not good.
a little thing you should know about Mr. Jones, great guy. Always had problems with squirrels in his house. I don't know why.
The man loves
Quick aside. Mr. Jones one day moseys into class, and he's carrying a super heavy scale.
Interesting. How heavy?
It's one of those big, like, doctor's office scales that are really painstakingly slow as you find the exact number. And so Mr. Jones goes, guys, today we're going to be worrying and working on density. So what we're going to do is we're all going to stand in front of the class and get on the scale and weigh ourselves. And then everyone's going to jot down their weight and we're going to put it in order and see who has the most density. And I'm like, this can't even be a real science experiment. Like, there's no way. So I'm freaking out, right? Because now I'm in 6th grade. I'm aware enough to know that this is going to be bad for me, right? I go to Mr. Jones behind the scenes. I'm like, hey, Mr. Jones, like, just so you know, like, this experiment, I heard that density doesn't work like this. And he's like, what? I'm like, no, density. Like, I Googled it. Like, it doesn't work like that. Like, scales don't do that. And he's like, son, you're getting on that scale, and I'm going to weigh you in front of all your peers.
Sorry, bro.
I swear to God, this is a real story. Mr. Jones, you could call him up today. Great guy. Made me look terrible, though. And so...
You had cute Sarah over there who's been eyeing you up all year, ready to just pounce on you.
Now she's ready to look at my density, apparently. Jesus Christ, all she's going to know me as. I 157 dense over here.
You know for a fact they wrote about you in the books after that.
I'm down. I went down in history. Mr. Jones class, highest weight. It's like I hit the game that goes and hits the carnival game. Yeah, I dung it. Anyway, so... I'm like, I don't want to do that, Mr. Jones. Like, I don't feel comfortable. And he's like, you got to do it. It's the only way to learn.
Right.
And at this point, I'm like, learn density or learn to shame myself for being fat. And so he makes me get on the scale. And here's the only difference. Everyone goes on the scale. They all get weighed, right? Nice numbers, clean numbers, 110, 115, 120, whatever you are.
Good,
fine.
great average numbers.
A great number. And then I don't even know how this works in the density, but he's writing this down. Then I get up there. It's like, again, everyone's watching. I think that's a theme in my life. When I'm getting weighed in, people are looking. They're curious.
I've seen Mikey step on the scale a couple times.
It's like an event. It's like, it's just sell tickets.
We all place bets. I've made $500 from guessing Mikey's weight.
It's always the over. And so I'm getting ready to step on the scale. And as I'm about to step on the scale, Mr. Jones, my hero, stops. And he goes, Mike, wait. And I go, yes, Mr. Jones? And he goes... I'm going to make everyone turn around so they don't see your weight. Class, turn around.
I feel like that's almost worse.
Mike doesn't want you to see how much he weighs because he's ashamed.
He said that you were ashamed.
Connor, I swear on my life.
Oh my God.
That to my recollection, he used the word ashamed. And I
insane.
stepped on the scale and everyone had to turn around and now they're like peeking. And that
I'm
was
laughing,
it.
of course. There were giggles.
It was a rough year.
Do you feel like that's where comparisons kind of started?
Well, like, of course, right? Because that's as literal a comparison as you can get. Getting your weight shot. That shouldn't even be legal, by the way. Especially because, jokes aside, bro, like you're in 6th grade. That shit sticks with me. I'm 27 years old now.
Yeah.
I still think about that story. I still think about getting in front of this classroom of people and having to weigh myself. It makes me feel horrible for every kid out there that's like doesn't like the way they look and starts comparing. And it starts so early, man. Like we start comparing so young, and it sucks. And it's
even
not
younger
fair.
now, dude. Now that social media is a massive role in the lives of every dude. I have a 6-year-old, 7-year-old niece.
Yeah,
maybe she's 8 now. I don't. I've been in LA. I've been in LA for a while, and I haven't really seen her.
She's like, I'm 16.
I'm like, oh shit. No, but bro, she from the age of 2 knew how to work an iPad. 2.
Yeah.
So which leads to
talented,
eventually when you're 5, 6, 7, getting on. Hopefully not, but if your parents allow you to be on Instagram, like that's that's when stuff can start that early. We're all so susceptible now, and even like I've in the past couple years of being in LA, even though social media started when we were in ninth grade, maybe 9th grade.
We had like Facebook. I mean, I'm older than you, but
Facebook, MySpace.
I only had Facebook to start.
Okay, yeah, I had Facebook to start as well, but Instagram didn't really start kicking off till I was in like 9th grade, and so I had like a 4-year gap, maybe a 6-year gap of not really comparing. I really started when I moved to LA. Started seeing my friends thriving on social media. Started seeing my friends going on set on social media. Started seeing my friends do this.
So do you think kids are doing that right now though? Do you think that like comparison starts in this digital world super early?
It's so funny that you said.
What do you compare, by the way?
What do I compare?
No, like what is if I'm 8 years old?
I'm sure young kids, young girls especially, are probably comparing their bodies or their face.
Or like I'm in Disneyland and they're not. Like whatever
I think it starts off with body. I think now, I mean, from what I've like read and what I've seen, it's just like a lot of people now, apparently I listen to, Mike, you can contest, I listen to a lot of Joe Rogan. So I hear a lot of these statistics.
He's coming on the show next week, by the way.
Yeah, Joe Rogan's on the podcast next week. Thank you, Joe. No, but I've heard that like, especially for young women, suicide rates are up so high for younger women since in the past 4 years because of social media.
You are constantly worrying about how you look because society's told you have to. And guys too, by the way.
Yeah, especially also. Yeah.
But if you are on social media, if you're on Instagram where everything's filtered and it's not real, even 8-year-olds are probably fucking like, all right, do I use sepia tone? Do I use like XY filter? Like,
by the way, sepia tone is for the old flip phoners out there.
What? Is that not a thing anymore?
I don't think it's a thing.
You know what?
I don't think sepia is a thing anymore.
That should be good. That shows I don't use filters. The sepia tone's not doing much. Anyone have like, what's the one that you can edit all of you? Can we talk about that one?
Oh, Facetune, bro.
Facetune. By the way, it does your body too.
It does it all, man. No, I've never used it. But that's the thing is, a lot of people freaking use it, dude, and it blows my mind.
So how does it work? Can you explain? Because I know that you can edit your face or your body or whatever. But do people go, right? Girls, guys, whatever. They like put on makeup or they like fix their face up, shower, do their hair. Then they take an Instagram picture. Do they then use a filter and then Facetune?
Yeah, a lot of people start off with the filter, then they go into Facetune.
Who is it by the end? Who do you end with?
A completely different person, dude.
Sounds great. I'm in. How do I sign
Mikey up? Get this guy.
Sponsor my Facetune.
Facetune, please sponsor us. Just kidding. Sorry. But no, dude, it's so crazy because it really is. It is a crazy. Social media is so good.
Yeah.
But it's also so bad. It is literally. It's like an equal balance because it can launch people's careers.
Yeah.
I just went to the Triller compound the other day, dude.
Name drop.
They are doing so well for themselves, man. And
what is Triller?
Triller is another app. It's like TikTok, but it kind of like randomly edits you dancing, and so like it creates random stuff. But like
it's crazy.
these TikTokers, bro, are doing so well. And it's so amazing because it's like, it all started pretty much with Vine, if you remember. But these people are doing really well for themselves. And that's what social media can do. And if you use it the right way and you can kind of branch out of the comparison,
then you're great.
You can use social media for your fucking like, you can
everything. It creates you. It's in a way, it's weird. Like we use it to create who we are and you have complete control over it, right? I think in a way, actually, what's really fascinating, I'm just thinking about this now, is we are who other people see us as in some ways, right? Like obviously you've heard the quote, you know, you are not how you see yourself and you are not how everyone else sees you, like you're somewhere in the middle. But you get to recreate who you are and you get your own fresh identity. Now, whether or not you're that person when people meet you, totally different story.
But that's the thing too, man, is like you can have those people that you compare yourself that are completely fake, but you don't realize that they're fake, that they're lying about everything that they have going for them. I mean, I would hope that a majority of people aren't doing that, but I know that there are people who do that.
Dude, I met a girl. I think you might have introduced me to her. I'm not going to use her name, but I met her in person. First of all, I saw her videos. Like she's super charismatic, right? Yeah. Really charming, fun, bubbly, whatever. Met her in person and she couldn't hold the conversation. It was just like nothing. I was like, if I take out my iPhone, are you going to just turn on like a switch? What's going on up there? And it's just a different identity.
It's a different identity, dude. And you never know what's going on behind the scenes. A lot of people, we really all, whether you like to admit it or not, we all compare ourselves to other people. It's just a natural human thing to be doing.
But I want to ask you something else because you said something that's really interesting, which is social media can be either incredible or horrible, right? Yeah. Have you seen The Social Dilemma yet?
Yes, I have.
Do you know, for everyone listening, I imagine that you've seen it. If you're not, you're probably too old. Again, we said this last week, leave the podcast.
Get out of here, you 30-year-olds. We're looking at you.
You know they have verification code?
Can we get an age check, please?
It's like, you know how they do like, are you a robot? It's like, are you over 35? You sick fuck. Are you over 35? Get off our podcast.
I'm looking at you. Get off.
If you haven't seen The Social Dilemma, it's a podcast. It's a Netflix documentary. Whoa. It's a Netflix documentary. And it just shows the plight of social media. And one thing that it focuses on, one of its theses, is that social media is either utopia or it is hell.
Yeah.
Right? It has the most incredible opportunity, but it also takes away parts of ourselves that we may never get back. And you highlighted on that, which is so true. It's like you can create this identity and it can give you an entire existence, a life, a job, a girl, whatever you want, right? It can be yours through just like understanding and manipulating this digital landscape.
So true.
But, and what we want to talk about is what's the cost of that? What's the cost of this insane power? Like what's it look like if you are not that, right? Like for example, Connor Stoops, I'm sure, just like me, just like most other people listening, you'd love to get paid millions of dollars to be an influencer.
You bet your booty.
But you're not.
No.
So like, what does that feel like? It's gotta fucking suck at some point. Like it's gotta suck at some point.
Well, here's the thing. It doesn't suck for everybody because there are people who, and it's so hard. I was just talking to my friend the other day. It's so hard to realize that a lot of what we feel and a lot of what we are is in just Los Angeles. Like
we're in a bubble.
We are in a bubble. We forget what the rest of the world is like. You really, truly do. And for those of you who don't live out here, you really won't understand until you come out here. But you are so trapped into a bubble that you don't realize what the rest of the world is up to. And so a lot of people out there don't compare themselves the way that we compare ourselves to social media people. They might compare themselves to their friends that they see on social media. But for people like me, people like a couple of our other friends, we are someone who is trying to get to a social status where we can be making money like that and be creating content. So when you are someone who's striving for that but are not that quite yet, it can be hard because some of your friends are those creators who are making that money, who are doing the things that you want to be doing. And at the same time, you can be so excited for them, but there's still that part of you that you are like, you're sitting there and you're like, okay, when is it my turn? When is it my turn? And that's when the comparison really starts to roll in because you're like, this person has this. I don't have this. What am I doing wrong? What did this person do right?
Yeah.
But also, how can this person be I'm not general. I'm generalizing. How can this person be so mean, but still get whatever they want? And then I'm over here trying to be the best person I can. It's like that's why it all.
But that's what I was gonna say. Like that's why when I see someone mean who's really successful, I just try to tear them down. You know, if someone's really mean, you know, I'm in the comment section as Anonymous Mike 127.
Wait. That name is familiar. I've seen him comment a lot on my.
Well. He's a guy I know. He's a guy.
Oh, it's not you.
It's not.
Oh, for a second, I was like, that guy comments on all of my TikToks.
Well, he's a mean guy.
He's terrible. If you know who it is, let me know.
I'm gonna look up and see if I can do some digging for us
on
who this anonymous Mike.
We got to figure this out because right now, I need to know. My soul needs to know.
But my point is like I love to tear these people down because it's interesting. If you want to see the world be unfair, just go on TikTok. Just go on and see people that have millions of followers that are probably kind of shitty people and are making so much money. Dude, before, and I know you're going to disagree with me, but let me just finish one thing.
But go ahead.
Before I worked where I work now, I worked as an agent, like representing social media talent from TikTok, Instagram, whatever. Got like brand deals. I worked at a pretty big agency. Let's just say I was crushing it.
You were probably a fucking stud.
I was an assistant. I was, but I saw people getting, and I was getting brand deals for people that was just like mid 5 figures, like 30, 40, 50K. And, you know, it was awesome, but it just makes you jealous. And these were amazing people, right? They were great people, but the numbers that they're making are just like, wow, like I want that.
Yeah.
And so I got super jealous and I was like, I'm going to make a TikTok too. And then I made a TikTok video and then I got like 0 views and just this anonymous Mike started commenting me. It was a whole shit show.
This man, we gotta, if you know who he is, please
let me know.
Call Mikey's number at 143-5. No.
You get my point though.
I get your point.
You see the numbers people are making and you get jealous.
Right.
And it's just an unfair world.
But where I get to that point, and I'm gonna say like when it comes to saying like you're saying you should tear those people down. I don't know. I don't think that we should be tearing those people down because
I'm half kidding.
Right. I know you're half kidding. But I think a lot of those people, even though they can be dicks to certain people, but also some of those people are incredible humans. They have a goal and a dream just like you do, just like I do. I think that they deserve everything that they're getting. And if karma is a real thing and they are a bad person, it'll come to them. But
call me karma.
Mikey B, you're coming for him. No, but I mean like it's super true. I think all these people really do deserve what they've got. These people who are thriving on TikTok deserve it. They work hard.
Yeah,
they
it is.
work hard, bro. They push for content every day.
We have a friend who's just like, he's a great TikToker and he's blown up this past year. And I love him to death, but he is so unbelievably like shameless.
He really is. He's shameless. He posts whatever he wants and doesn't care what people think.
He did a video. I helped him film the video. I was fishing, right? I'm a fisherman.
The man fishes.
And
I fish with him.
Connor's my fishing partner. I'm fishing and our friend comes and he's like, hey, can you help me film a TikTok? And then I'm like, sure, whatever. So I put down my pole. He's there. And then he's like, all right, here's the TikTok. Just film me and I got it. I'm like, all right, camera's rolling. And he goes, what's up, guys? It's blah, blah, blah. And yabba dabba do, y'all. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then I was like, dude, what is that? It's like, oh, it's the new meme. Yabba dabba do, y'all. 1, 2, 3. I'm like, bro, like that can't be a thing. He's like, what do you mean? It's viral already. I'm like, bro, how you didn't even upload it? How did you get that online? Yeah. And it's got like 20 million views.
It's insane.
And it's just, you have to be able to be so shamelessly like ready to hop on trends.
But you also need that confidence. And that's what's insane to me because I'm not going to lie. So far in these podcasts, we're starting this podcast at a time that Connor Stoops is kind of going through some shit. Yeah. Not gonna lie to y'all, but you can even ask that friend. Whenever I first started posting on social media,
are you on TikTok?
2 years, I am on TikTok. Okay. Yeah, I am on TikTok. I at first was posting before TikTok started blowing up. I was posting constantly, and I was coming up with ideas. I was thriving. My ideas, my creativity was just flowing.
Right.
But then the more and more I started comparing myself even more.
Were you not getting the likes you were looking for?
No, it's not. I was getting the likes I was looking for. Oh. I was still, I was a hot shot, but I also was just comparing myself so much to other people. I was like, their idea was better than mine. All right, fine. That first one, whatever. Their idea is better than mine. Their idea is better than mine. well, the more it starts to roll, the more and more you want to stop. I've also had the times where I'm not feeling confident, and so my creativity is just lacking. I'm going through a complete writer's block right now, and that goes beyond TikTok. That goes beyond content. Like even like I'm trying to write a script with my friend, and that has just had a complete standstill. We started it 2 years ago. And at first we were really, really writing. But the past year and a half, dude, I've just been going through my shit. And your creativity just turns off.
Well, it's because you're questioning all.
Exactly.
Even when we talk like here at a podcast or whether I'm at my job or on a call, like it doesn't matter. If you are not feeling confident, it is unbelievably obvious.
Yeah. Oh,
it's
yeah.
Just like you,
in every aspect of your life.
But when you're confident, when you hit that like, I'm on fire, I'm fucking amazing streak, you're coming up with ideas. It doesn't matter if they're good or not because you will put a level and you'll instill this confidence in them that will make them good. It's like talking to someone who's unattractive who's like, yeah, I'm super attractive. I'm way better than everybody else. And you're like, whoa, I'm going home with you. You know, it's just you're psyched about the confidence. And TikTok is like the, it could be that ugly partner that you're taking home or it could be that 10. It's all about how you get it.
Dude. Amen.
So you're taking home threes lately is what you're
I'm taking home threes. I'm taking home threes a lot lately.
At least you're taking them home.
Hey, come on. Thank you.
It's not nothing.
Thank you.
For a couple threes.
Hey,
a couple threes is a 9.
I'll take that 3. I'll take that 3, that 3.
Add them up.
I'm going for one more.
Add them up.
That's technically a 12.
You, my man's breaking the scales.
12 out of 10.
Been there.
Like old school Mikey.
Broken some scales in my time.
No, but it's so true what you're saying, Mikey, is like if your confidence is lacking, it's so
obvious.
Prevalent. It's there.
So you're not confident right now?
Well, I'm working on it, you know.
You should make TikToks just being like the unconfident Connor, right? Where it's just like, hey,
but that's
guys,
not the
I'm
fun Connor, dude.
Yeah, but it's the one that can make some money, dude. You know how many people are unconfident that like just want to see Connor do things unconfidently?
That's true.
Like,
but that's why I'm so like willing to be so open in these podcasts. I don't want people thinking right now, and this is unconfident Connor coming out. I don't want people to think that I'm just some insecure dude. I'm telling these stories because I want you guys to have something to relate to. Because I feel like people probably do have
what they do. And if they don't, if they say no, they're lying. And also, we don't want you to think Connor's some insecure dude. We want you to know.
Yeah, we want it to be a fact. We want it to be pulled up on Wikipedia.
If you're like a big fan of the podcast, by the way, just text Connor your number and he'll call you late at night crying.
Yeah, if you guys want to hear some tears come down,
he'll be asking for advice. Anyway, I would say that for me, I tried to get into the TikTok game. I compared to, obviously, for me, it's different. For me, it's like, why do I not post one video and have it blow up when everyone else seems to just like get millions of views after millions of views?
I think that's because TikTok doesn't like you. It knows your past. It knows the scales.
Yeah, well, I've got a shady past, bro. I'll post a video and then I'll delete it if it doesn't get any views. Then I'll post it again.
That's actually apparently really bad for the algorithm.
Oh, the algorithm does not like me. It's not my friend. But yeah, I would say for me, the good that I've seen come from that world. Are you familiar with a guy called Angry Reacts?
I love that dude.
Isn't he incredible?
He's amazing.
He just looks so angry.
But he says the kindest, sweetest things ever.
Yeah, he's like super nice.
Bro.
And at one point, he said he was leaving TikTok, and I was genuinely sad because I only follow.
I saw that video.
You saw that one?
I know exactly
But by the end, he hustled you. He's like, nah, I'm here.
Psych.
He psyched us out. I follow like 4 people. Angry Reacts is one of them. What?
Am I?
I don't follow you. I actually genuinely don't follow you.
You don't follow me, dude?
I'm looking for more confidence.
You follow Rob, don't you?
I don't follow Rob either. I don't follow my friends. I don't want to see my friends. I see enough of them.
He doesn't want to see us succeed.
No, I want to see
That's where the comparison starts.
I want to see Angry Reacts.
He's amazing.
He was apparently homeless.
Yeah, bro.
Like living in his car. Mm-hmm. And now he's making probably so much money. And so that's the positive of.
And that's what I'm talking about, bro.
This
social media can literally
change
your life. It can change your life if you go about it the correct way and you know who you are. And that's when this shit can fucking change everything for you.
I want you to tell me, what is the biggest hit you've had on social media? Have you had anything that you're like, okay, this is my way out. I did it. Like I'm gonna blow up now and I'm in?
Oh, bro, the first viral video I had. I posted a viral video. I posted a video on TikTok in February of last year. It's what got me my following at first.
Really?
And yeah, bro.
How many followers do you have?
I have almost 100,000.
That's good. 100,000 fools.
Almost 100,000 fools. You're also gotcha. Gotcha. Psych. Got them all. But so I posted it February of 2019, and I got 9.5 million views on it.
You get 9.5
5 million views. 9.5 million views. Yeah. If you guys want to look, it's at Connor Stoops on TikTok. A little plug
Was
there.
it the one of you with a bear or something?
Yeah, it's the Valentine's Day video. And
was that for a chick you were dating, or was that fake?
What's that?
Were you dating someone?
No, I wasn't dating anyone at that time. Nope, no one. I was not dating anybody at the time. Okay. But then I just had my most recent one that went like viral was I posted one at the beginning of COVID talking about toilet paper and how it was going like pretty much extinct.
Oh, really?
I played like an old man and I played like a younger kid, and I came and I knocked on the door. I was like, Grandpa? And he was like, oh, what? And he's like, I was playing upstairs in the attic, and I found this.
And he's like, oh, it's toilet paper,
he goes,
son.
What is that? He goes, what is it? And he goes, wow, I haven't seen this since 2020.
Is it it's toilet paper?
Yeah, and it's just a roll of toilet paper.
Just a world of bidets.
It got like 500,000 views.
That's pretty good.
100,000 likes.
Damn, dude. Okay, so
yeah,
you've hit.
I literally have had, like I said, like that was one specifically. That one and those are the two that I've had other ones that I said will go viral and do really decent. But those are two that I knew while I was making them that they were going to do really well, and then they did really well.
So here's my next question. What do you think you could do to just compare less? Like, is there anything?
That's what I was hoping we were going to get into, because I was going to ask you the same thing. And I would love to get your feedback on it as well. You really got to. So,
do you believe in deleting your social media? Because you can't, right? Like,
I don't. I personally don't believe in it right now, because it's my goal to. I'm out here for acting. I'm out here to have fun. I like social media.
Right. You just got to learn how to harness it.
I just have to learn how to harness the power, and for a while I was learning it. I personally, you have to be at peace with yourself. Yeah. Honestly, you got to stop the comparison. You have to fall in love with yourself in an unconceited way. Personally, a reason why I'm going home is because I want to fall in love with myself again. Right. Like I kind of touched base in the last podcast. You need to love yourself. You need to be confident. And there's a difference between cockiness and confidence. Confidence is what radiates through your smile. Confidence is what radiates when you're telling someone, dude, I'm so fucking pumped for what you're doing, or this is what I'm doing. Right. But I want to hear what you're doing. Like, you can be confident and not cocky.
I've learned that people that are confident, by the way, so we live, obviously, for people that don't live in LA, which hopefully is a lot of you. Yeah. You, like, when you're in LA, everyone will always put their success on their sleeve. It's kind of the move here, right? It's like, hey, look how good I am. I drive this car. I have this house. You used the word compound before. I was at the compound. Dude, what is it, the White House? You're at a compound for social media? Yeah, like, what is it? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. So if you are in a world like that, it is obviously really hard to not compare yourself to people. Yeah, but what I've learned is that the people who are most successful don't show that shit off usually. No. They're like holed up in their own little private place in, I don't know, like Saint-Tropez, and they're just like hanging out and they're happy. And when you meet them, they're like, oh, how are you? That's so great. You're like, what are you doing? Because to them, they're not threatened by how good you're doing. No. Like, they're already good. They're fine. They're doing well. It's the people that are trying to remind you how good they're doing, all the projects they have going on.
But that's all we see. By the way, is the people who are trying to remind you, hey, I have this, hey, I have that, hey, I'm doing this, hey, I'm doing that.
It's just a fear. They're fearful. They're scared.
Exactly. And so, like, that's what you got to stray away from, is that. But continue.
No, I was going to say, like, have you ever tried, this is me, like, my therapeutic advice, right? I've been through years of therapy. Yeah. By the way, when I get to a therapist, I want them to be super mean to me. Is that normal?
Oh, no, dude, super normal. I say that, but through my acting coach as well.
Really?
I want them to fucking rip me to shreds.
Bro, I can't have someone that's throwing me softballs. No. I'm looking for,
give me a fucking curver.
Give me a curveball.
Fastball right at me.
Throw it in my head. Please. I need it.
I'm not wearing a helmet. Hit me.
I need someone that's really hard on me. That's going to be like, Mike, what the fuck are you saying, bro? Mm-hmm. Like, you know you're lying to yourself. Because here's the problem. If I can get over on them, they're not a good therapist. Yeah. I need somebody that calls me out of my shit. And so do you ever challenge how you feel when you feel jealousy? Because it must be. Dude, when I was moving to LA, this guy told me how good he was doing. And I was like, you know what? I said to him, I'm practicing this new thing where I'm just honest about my feelings. And that's what I did. I said, I'm jealous of you. I admire the way you look. I'm jealous of your job. and I'm jealous of what you got going on. I wish I had that. And he said back to me, "You're a little bitch." No, he said back to me.
He said, "Fuck you, get out of here."
He said back to me, like, I appreciate that nobody's honest about how jealous they are. And
Well,
it worked.
You and I have
felt
had conversations before where I've literally been like, Mikey, tell me how you're feeling.
Yeah.
I've been like you. That's my biggest pet peeve is when people just don't tell me the truth.
Yeah.
I have a friend like that does that, and they just, they'll bottle it all in, and all of a sudden something seems off. Why you not like? But it's like, just always be honest. And what was your question before that? Remind me of it.
No, I was just asking if you ever challenge your feelings, and have you tried ever being brutally honest?
Oh yes, and that's with myself. Is that
Not
what
even,
you're sorry?
actually, weirdly enough, so not with yourself, because you're honest with yourself. You know your flaws better than anybody, right? You know the whole thing of like,
I'm self-aware to the point where it's a flawed self-awareness.
Yeah,
like I'm self-awareness to the point where I'm fucking beating myself.
Well, think
up.
about what you just said. You're self-aware to the point where you're flawed. So that means you're self-aware about how self-aware you are, which means you're fucked, right? Like,
it's a blessing and a curse.
You're so neurotic. You're a lost cause,
bro.
How do we fix it? Well, here's how. Dr. Mike has some solutions. Number one.
What are you prescribing me, Mike?
I'm prescribing you a dose of honesty. Honesty, by the way, is the only thing known to combat jealousy. Now, if you meet somebody and you are jealous of them, try a dose of honesty. Here's how it goes. Hi, Connor.
Hi, Mike.
I'm curious, how's everything going in your world? It's probably great, right?
I'm thriving, dude. I'm having an amazing time. How about yourself?
I'm not doing so good.
Really? It's very honest of you. Would you like to tell me? I'm open and receptive to what you have to say because of how honest you were with me.
I admire, and I'm almost slightly jealous.
Wow.
Of how handsome and charming and wealthy, and especially wealthy, how wealthy you are.
Wow.
I wish I had that.
I wish you did too.
But maybe, just maybe, when I leave this conversation,
yes,
I will feel unburdened by my jealousy rather than carry it with me all fucking day.
And also, guess what?
What?
Now that I know that that's how you feel,
right?
I'm going to be more cautious with your feelings, and I'm not going to be talking about my money in front of you, but I will come up to you and I will say, "Hi, Mike. It's good to see you, dude. How have you been?"
So you don't live in LA. I imagine the scenario's happening somewhere.
We're in Idaho.
If it's LA, it's like, that's terrible. You feel horrible.
I'm sorry that you feel like that. You have some crystals for that? Let me give you some.
It's either, you're right. It's either crystals or it's like, oh, I'm so sorry. You don't feel good. I didn't feel good. This one time I was shooting a movie with Leonardo DiCaprio. and
I was throwing my guts up because I was so nervous.
Yeah, I feel you. I totally relate to you.
I made $100 million.
I was doing the same thing. I made 17 figures last year, and it was less than my friends.
I was so nauseous from how much money I was making.
Dude, have you been on my private jet? Needs to be redecorated. Old school. Anyway, honesty is number one. So I think that you could probably and I'm sure that you are honest with yourself and you're honest with the people directly in your life, but throw a fucking curveball, dude. Start being honest to strangers. When you meet somebody and you're like, hey, I love the stuff you do, come at it from a more honest way where it's more like, hey, I admire and almost wish I could be doing what you're doing and hope one day I can reach that point.
I agree with you. There is also a point where you have to be kind of cautious of that because let's say you're at a shindig and you're meeting someone new. You don't want to come off super strong and be like, I'm having a terrible time. This happened. You got to find the proper balance for that.
That plays into point number 2.
And what is point number 2, Mikey B?
Point number 2 is to find something redeemable about yourself. Something. And you don't need to be the best at it, but it's got to be the thing that you're best at, right? Take that thing and champion it. So I'll give you an example. I am not a good-looking guy.
That's
damn it. But I'm great at getting people to make me feel better. Boom, done. I'm not the best looking guy. I know this. These are things I'm aware of, right? I don't have the most money. I don't know how to cook. I have a terrible spending habit. I waste money.
That's not good, dude.
In online gambling, thousands of dollars.
A month or a day?
A day.
This is not good.
No, I really do. I know my flaws, right? But I know there is something redeemable about me, which is I think that I am a fun person to be around. I have a hard work ethic, and I know how to be charming and sociable.
Right.
So for me, I lean into that, right? I lean into my skills, and that just makes me more confident. When you're confident about something, I feel like you compare yourself less. Reason being this.
100%.
If I was to compare myself to somebody who's making millions of TikTok videos, whatever, they're making tons of money, that's great. But I could still feel resolved and sound in the fact that I have a good personality and success will come my way because of it.
Exactly.
So that's my second piece of advice for everyone listening and yourself. If you feel like you are lacking confidence or you're comparing too much, find something that you're better at that no one else is fucking good at.
Yeah.
I don't care what it is. Just be good and lean into something good about yourself.
And be humble about it too. Look, only every once in a while. Look, there's this one thing that my friend, I'm going to say his name because the dude's a legend in our friend group. He's amazing, and we all love him. Nick Galarza.
Oh my God, bro. That guy is leaking confidence.
That man, there is this one, and Nick, I really hope you listen to our podcast, bro, because we would love your feedback. But there is one thing that this man told me 3 years ago.
Stuck with you.
I still think about every single day.
I love that shit.
And it mainly portrays to me chasing an acting career, but you can also relate it to a piece of your life as well.
Yeah.
You will not be able to succeed in what you do unless you are confident before the success comes.
100%.
For instance,
100%.
as an actor, we get fired and hired and fired and hired. I've been out here for 4 years. Haven't booked the dream role yet. I know it's coming.
But you've been fired.
But I have been fired from a job. Not an acting job, but I have been fired before. But you could go 4 years without booking something.
Yeah.
Then guess what? You could go 5 years thriving off of an acting career. And then you could be bone dry for a year and a half, 2 years. And if you are not confident in who you are and what you have to bring to the table, those 2 years could be the most terrible years of your life because you're beating yourself up. Same thing if you have a regular job. You could be thrive. You could be not living the best life you could not be doing the job you want to be doing right now. You could be working at a fucking warehouse.
I feel like people right now that work in warehouses are like, oh man.
Let me just emphasize, I'm saying that because I used to work at a warehouse.
Did you?
I worked at Target Distribution for 2 years, and I worked the night shift, never saw anybody. It was terrible.
I feel like that's the example of what people use when life goes terribly wrong. They're just like, dude, imagine you make the wrong move. You do drugs in high school, son. You can find yourself working at a Target distribution warehouse in the night shift. And then Connor's like, "Fuck, man! That's me. That's doing me." That."
No, but it's so true. So if you are not in the position you want to be in right now, first of all, I'm a massive believer. You know this in manifestation.
Sure, yeah. Voodoo. I call that voodoo.
Mikey calls it voodoo.
Yeah, I believe in nothing higher than myself.
It's funny because I made fun of crystals
1 minute
20 minutes ago. I have a shit ton of crystals in my room.
You're a fucking hypocrite.
I'm a hypocrite. I was making fun of crystals because I love crystals. But
you're trying to get people to sell them low so you can buy them. You're like, yeah, just sell those crystals. They're no good. And they're on eBay, let me get some.
I'm like, crystals. Oh my God, I just made a killing.
So he gives you this advice.
He gives me this advice.
But have you taken it?
Yeah, but that's what I've been working on, bro. When he told me that, I was actually very confident. And I was like, dude, I know. I agree.
You were confident, yeah.
When Nick told me that story, I related to it because I was living it.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I'm confident as it comes. I am as confident as it comes. But guess what? Just like money, confidence comes and goes, bro. You could be living in a low point and you forget what it's like to be where you want. And that's when comparison starts. And that's why I'm saying...
That's an amazing point.
It's true, bro.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but and that's something I'm dealing with now, just to not talk about me, but to talk about me. I look back a year ago, some would say my prime. I've referred to it.
This man refers to his prime very often. The man's 27. He's still in his prime.
But when I was 26 or early 27, I was crushing it. Look, I've gained 25 pounds, right? My hair's not looking great. I am a terrible lover. it's like I refer to my prime because I look back and I was skinnier, I was tan, I was happy, whatever.
You
But
sound
now,
hot, bro.
what?
You were hot.
I was hot. People would see me and go, "Whoa,
that man's
guy,
hot.
He's not bad." Now they see me and they're like, "Oof, that guy, he's not bad."
Lose the pork rinds, buddy.
Yeah, so I've lost that sense of confidence that I used to have, and it was in everything in my life. Like it was in work, it was in dating, it was in just the swagger that I had, bro. I felt like I was on top of the world, and it's got nothing to do with the external, really. Like obviously the pandemic, like
Yeah, I mean the pandemic's been hard.
all
but
these
it's
things, like
internal.
are they all levy on me a little bit, but it's all internal. I just feel like a worse version of myself, and so when you say it ebbs and flows, I get it because it really does. And right now, I don't know which one ebbing or flowing means, to be honest with you, but I'm doing one of them.
How do you even spell those? That's
Not-
my question. That's
not
where
try-
I'm stuck.
I'm not trying. I get it wrong. But yeah, like I hear you, and I imagine that people listening, our viewers are probably more in the latter category with the flowing, right? Things were good. If you're watching this podcast, things were good at one point.
Yeah.
You looked around, you're like, this life I've built, it's not bad.
Not bad at all.
But now, if you're watching this podcast,
And you're in your lowest of lows.
something has gone terribly wrong. You've made a wrong turn somewhere, and guess what? That path
Was not to Albuquerque, I'll tell you that much.
filled with corn husks. You can't see a thing. You're stuck. And it's fine because I think that there is a return to greatness, right? Like there is.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, with all of that being said,
But that comes, sorry, not to cut you off.
Yeah.
That return comes with learning yourself. You cannot have that return unless you learn the lesson. I was just having a conversation with my roommates last night. We all went out. We got a little drunk. It was a good time.
Love it.
We got in this.
What'd you guys drink?
I had some old fashions. I love old fashions.
very
It's my
classy,
favorite drink.
yeah.
It's a good. It's honestly my go-to.
For a non-confident man, that is a very confident drink.
Because I know I have the potential. And that's the
Yeah.
funny part is you know what you have to offer.
Yeah.
If you're not tapping into it, you're not vibrating at the frequency. And like, not to get into that side, but it's so true. I'm a massive, I believe in God. I am a mess. I love God.
Excuse me, sorry. Fake. Fake, all fake.
But I'm also massively into energy and being on your frequency. And it's so true. If you're not vibrating at a frequency,
Right.
you are not going to be doing the things that you want to do. And it's all baby steps. But I was talking with my roommates last night, and we were just saying how each person that is in your life right now, you notice, it goes with the confidence, it goes with not the confidence, but like, you notice that there are some friends that are constant in your life, but they're very like,
Right.
So
I
they
call
come,
those
they
fair
go.
weather ass bitches.
yeah, fair weather ass
That's my
bitches.
term. Yeah.
It's a nice term. But it's because in certain moments of your life, there are people that you have to be surrounded by.
Right.
So for instance, there are pieces of me that my roommate is missing
Right.
in herself that she sees, and she wants to be around me because she feels like she's getting that back. There are moments in my other roommate that I see that I'm missing that. And it's like the people that you're surrounded by are people that need to be in your life because they're here to teach you lessons of what you need to learn. And so I feel like once you get that full circle, it helps connect the dots and it helps lead you to a very confident path. I mean, you don't know how dope you are. You really are. You all have something
you
to
are
offer.
incredible.
You're incredible. I'm looking at Mike's camera now.
You're
That's not good.
incredible.
You're incredible.
At something. You're not good at a lot.
You're not good at look. I'm looking at you. You know who you are. You're
You
not good at a lot of
filthy
stuff, but
piece
there
of shit.
is that one thing
There's
that you're
something.
fucking great at. And
Or
you better fucking
good
do
enough
it.
that it's worth trying.
Exactly.
I think ultimately, at the end of the day, just to kind of close it out, we are in a world right now that is so personal. It's so personal. Everything that you're seeing is such a reflection of what everyone else wants you to see. And so it feels so intimate, right? I see people getting surgery or, I mean, even what's her name, right? Had a miscarriage and then she, who's John Legend's wife again?
I forget.
Carol, what's John Legend's wife? Chrissy Teigen, right? Chrissy Teigen has a miscarriage. She posted about it. That's beautiful that she feels the ability to do that. So it's just a testament to how personal this is all getting. But you can't forget that a lot of it is just magic. It's just like smoke and mirrors and people making you see what they want you to see. And so you have the beauty in it, which is the honesty, which is the rawness, which is the stuff like Chrissy Teigen does. But then you also have the other stuff, which is like people using, back in my day, it was called PicMonkey. You could edit all your pictures. What's it called? Facetune.
I think I remember
Facetune. Yeah, it was the OG one. Now it's like people that use Facetune and filters and put captions. And it's just, you've heard, it's so generic to say, but it's like the highlight reel. And I think just remembering that, and being honest with that, and like being honest with the people that you surround yourself with and how you're feeling, and being honest with yourself in that regard. And then two, just leaning into the thing that you feel confident about will make you stronger and will help you overcome this entirely new digital landscape that we're all still trying to figure the fuck out.
Yeah, it's still something new, bro. I agree with you, Mikey.
I would say I'm going to prescribe you something, right? I already gave you the...
You're prescribing it to me.
Well, I gave you... It's like, I gave you... let's prescribe to everybody then, right? Because I gave Connor his ointment, right?
I got my ointment. I'm rubbing it.
So now I got to give him the antibiotics, right? If you're out there and you find yourself comparing, I want you to try to ask yourself what it is about that person that you're attracted to. Why do you find yourself in competition with them?
Yeah.
Is it the way that they look? Is it the life that they're portraying? Like, what is it? Just be honest. For me, I would look at somebody, I want to make as many movies as they're making. I'm 27. I haven't made a movie yet. I feel pathetic for that. But then be honest with yourself and say to yourself, well, one, what life am I not seeing?
Yeah.
And two, what did it take them to get there? And three, what does it cost me to just be happy?
Use it as rocket fuel.
Yeah.
You got to use it as rocket fuel because, I mean, that's going to help boost. And you are who you surround yourself by. And
I'm surrounded by Connor, so I'm fucked.
Good luck, Mikey. No, I agree, Mikey. I think that's great advice, bro. And I'm going to take that prescription. I hope everyone else is going to take that prescription. And
I will too.
Yeah, you should, man.
I'm looking at Connor's pictures late at night.
Who wouldn't want to be Connor Stoops?
Anyway, guys, to end it on a high note, though.
Yeah, let's go.
We got something, right? We all got that magic inside of us. Lean the fuck into it.
Oh.
Stop complaining.
Lean the fuck into it. Stop complaining.
Guys, this is the Woes of Bros podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching.
We're so happy that you guys are listening. We're here.
You're doing one thing right.
You're not doing a lot of things right, but there is one thing that you're doing right. And listening to this podcast is that thing.
Us, and that's your ability. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. I hope you all have a great night.
Thank
you so much.